Hi, everybody. This is Ryan Motter doing my second podcast here. I want to touch on some basic ideas of nutrition. A common denominator of what I see on the outside resources and social media and stuff is kind of these crazy programs people are doing nowadays with their nutrition program, and it drives me absolutely nuts. I see it every New Year's Eve, every before summer. It's very cyclical, and it comes in all forms, Shakeology, you name it. It's all the same, and it really frustrates me how one of my favorite things to teach about nutrition stuff and the changes in weight loss is that it's so easy. Like it's really not that hard. One of my favorite books that I'm sure many of you heard is Everything You Needed to Learn Was in Kindergarten. Eat your fruits, vegetables, and don't lie, don't cheat. Chew your food. One of my favorite things to teach people about basic nutrition before I even get into the meticulousness of micronutrients, macronutrients, and food allergies, and all these chemical specific issues that are out there right now, is to not even, don't look at your phone while you eat. Chew your food. Take your food outside and watch the sun and watch the flowers and hear the birds chirp. Nobody does that nowadays. How many times do you and your family have sit-down meals where you sit and talk and chew your food and sip water in between? It's probably the most undiscussed issue in nutrition, and it's the most easiest basic thing there is. I was just in a conversation. I was out in California the other week and had the same conversation. This girl paid thousands of dollars for a nutrition program. I looked at it and I thought, my Lord, you could find this off the internet for nothing. And we made some major improvements in the 20 minutes that we talked, and she had in her 12-week program that she paid $5,000 for. And it was just discussing these things where, sit down and chew your food and take a sip of water and don't look at your phone and don't have these constant tangents of the mind. There's so much overwhelming information. A lot of people don't know. Google, I stated a couple years ago, so the most Googled health topic is how to lose weight. And, so we do that, and if you look at the first 20 things, like it's all bad information, and it breaks my heart. But it's the way it is. So I challenge you all to start basic. Start if you're at one glass of water a day, go to two. If you're not chewing your food right, start. Don't even if you're eating Fruit Loops in the morning, continue to do that. Just start chewing it, and if you're eating it in 5 minutes, do it to 15 minutes. Then get into the meticulousness of diets. Okay, so now we realize, maybe we're lactose intolerant, we're rejecting milk, we're seeing these body responses to eating food. But don't start basic and go to the meticulous methods. If you do all these quantitatives and you calculate micronutrients and macronutrients, I love it. I came from a science background, but I can always tell you the numbers never, ever, ever truly add up. And that's kind of the great thing about science, and the most frustrating part is that you can always prove that stuff wrong. Always. You could have an extra glass of water and gain a pound. You could have an extra 2 glasses of water and lose 3, and that's what messes with people. But we have to understand all the underlying variables that dictate that stuff. So I challenge you all when you're doing your nutrition program to think outside the box. Start basic. Start with adding the fruit, and don't even go into glycemic index of I can't eat watermelon, but I'll have apple. I've seen people are totally opposite. Their blood sugar levels have to synthesize a higher glycemic carb. So start with the fruit you like. Go from there. Switch them, add them in. Same thing with vegetables, and learn how to cook. If you're using olive oil, try some grapeseed oil. You don't like that, try water. You can't stomach any of that, then have butter, but try to use a specific amount. Make it specific to you, and gradually each week challenge yourself to do one small thing that you can continue the rest of your life. In all my years of working in the field, that's the most common thing that works for most people is to make sustainable change. If you lose 10 pounds in a week, that don't impress me. I don't want you to lose 10 pounds in a week. I want you to lose 10 pounds in 2 years. But that 10 pounds is not pure water weight. That is a composition change. That is, adipose tissue dispersed, and that is muscle mass gain, lean muscle mass. So I challenge you to continue to think outside the box and challenge your own personal program. Every time I think I have something right, I prove it wrong. And that's how you always should think. Don't think your program is the best. Always evolve it. Nobody knows themselves better than themselves. Know what works for you. Know how to evolve that. Thanks, guys.